Hey, well, happy St. Patrick's Day. I have this beautiful red guitar. But before we get there, today I went down and visited a local neighborhood shop called the Hobby Habit. And while I was there, I was able to pick up some really great tools for the work that I do here. And that is a statement to my support of a local business. It's a mom and pop shop, and they have exactly what I need. Here it is. Razor blades, chiseling blades, rounded blades. You know, there you go. Get out there and support your local business. All right, so today I'm going to be starting in on this beautiful Gibson 335. It's an ES335. It was just purchased by a very good buddy of mine. I've done a ton of work, and you've seen his guitars here on my channel in a few different instances. This one has nickel plated hardware as for machine heads with black knobs and nickel plated pickups. I'm not certain if somebody changed those or if that's what it was from the factory, but that's fine. We'll go with that. I would much rather see straight up chrome, and I may speak with him about maybe changing these. But those are Gibson Deluxe machine heads, Cluson Deluxe machine heads with black handles. So, you know, whatever. I'm a fan of the old school, just straight up chrome. Now, here is one thing that I encountered on this guitar, and he encountered the moment he tried it out at the guitar shop. This was purchased at Guitar Center, and they didn't fix this at Guitar Center. I would have never let this leave my shop in this condition. Check the brake angle over the saddle. Now, I can put a set of strings on a guitar in less than 5 minutes. I'd cut these off and have a new set on here tuned up in less than 5 minutes, but they went ahead and left these strings like this at Guitar Center. So why would they do that? I couldn't tell you, but here's what happens when you strike the low E string. Watch that. I mean, you can see that moving on the saddle, the low. Yeah. So I'm going to fix that. We're going to change this from being over the top winding to being just straight through and up, so that will be solved, and that's what he wants. We're also going to take the saddle and flip it around 180 degrees. There's no rule on that. We are going to polish the frets, treat the fretboard with linseed oil, probably give it a scrape down. You can see the fingerboard there. It's in really good shape. But we're going to go ahead and polish those with 2000 grit. There's one little ding here. It looks like it took a hit. That's okay. That's not going to affect playability at all. So, my work is cut out for me. And the other project that I have for the day is right over there. Those shims that you can see, the shim material on the top of that Rhodes piano, picked that up today at Hobby Habit also, so that I can shim that. We're going to put shims underneath the rails here that hold the harp, which is this whole section is considered the harp. We're going to shim this up ever so slightly to make the action of that thing a little more pleasing to the player. All right, so I have stripped the strings off of this and removed the saddle and stop tail piece, all that. We're going to do 180 on this. There are no rules. This is an ABR1 bridge. So what I intend to do here is do a little preemptive strike on setting the intonation correctly, and that means just making a little bit of an adjustment here to these so that they look as though they will work for having this thing being swapped 180 degrees. Kind of get a view. These things will pop right out of here if I'm not careful. So I'm gonna set this up like so, and probably move that one back just a hair, and we'll move that one back just a hair, and we'll move this this one back. As you can see, these things will come right up out of there. So now it will sit in the slot like so, and intonation should be close when I get strings on it. Yeah, I have no idea until it happens, right? String action on this was a little bit high initially, so I'm not even worried about that. We'll do all of that adjustment. This is going to have my mark on it, my name on it, my work done to it, so I don't care where they had it set up. I'll make it perfect. Right, I'll be back. Alright, so the 335, been polishing on this for a little bit, and you can see here underneath the pick guard, there's like a little bit of a, I don't know, discoloration. It's not dust necessarily. I guess maybe it is dust, but what I'm going to do is take my polishing compound and get rid of all that. And right here, the pick guard has worn through the finish. So that's down to the stain. It'll be covered by the pick guard. But also across the top, there's a lot of little nicks and dings in this, and this thing was built in 2017, so it's you know, it's not even it's 3 years old. Okay, I doubt it's even 2 years old, but whatever, Gibson. I'm gonna go ahead and polish all those scratches out of this. This is a good friend's guitar, and it ought to look as beautiful as being brand new. And I have time to do it, so I'm gonna. We'll go ahead and fast forward over this part. Oh, here's some heavy metal. Alright, it's time to do a little flyby. Polish the frets and squared away the nut. The strings were protruding. The nut slots were far too deep in this nut for comfort. About 50% of each string should be sitting up above the slot. And these were all buried. Every string on this guitar was sitting down below the top edge of the nut. And what that does is it gives your string much more surface area to hang up and cause tuning instability. One of my favorite things to do to a guitar, as you all know, is treat the thing with linseed oil. Let me get a good shot of that. What I did was I polished the frets. As you can see my reflection in these things. They look really, really nice. Hit them with 2000 grit and then polished them with my polishing compound. I did use Meguiar's car polish on the top of this guitar. I did not want to use up my very valuable homemade guitar polish. Now, this is a napkin they gave me at lunch today. They gave it to me with my lunch so that I could, you know, wipe my mouth if I got a drip of food on it instead of just like shoving it in my mouth, you know. They give you napkins, I don't know, for whatever reason. I still haven't figured that out. Kind of like straws. Anyway, I guess if you're driving. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at how that wood just, boom, comes to life. I love that. Woohoo, time for strings. Well, the 335 is strung up and tuned up relatively. We have neck tension. It's tuned up to pitch. And we're going to check the neck relief. Now again, I did kind of a preemptive strike, meaning I've worked on a lot of Gibson guitars, and with a fret level or a fretboard leveling tool, something like this, you can kind of do a check of the neck relief and with the strings off of the guitar, in hopes that when you put a specific gauge of string on the instrument, that it'll be perfect when you get it set up. Fret the guitar right where it meets the body, check it with a 12 thousandths feeler gauge, and oh my goodness, I'm dead on. Right at the 6th, 7th fret, there's contact being made. So I made a very good guess. It happens often enough, but often I have to turn the truss rod. This truss rod has been manhandled. I'm going to show you a little picture of this truss rod. How's everybody? Doing good? Doing good? Okay, here we go. My fingers are dirty. I haven't washed my hands today. No, I did wash my hands. Here's the truss rod nut. And you can see that that thing is fairly well tatered up. It's time for string height and intonation. Yeah, here we go. Okay, the 335 is all set up. Down here, controls were very loose. This is a 2017 model instrument. Hang on, I'll look at that. Made in the USA. Oh, it's a 2018. The control knobs were loose. I wouldn't blame that necessarily on Gibson. It has a push-pull pot here. That makes it quiet. That makes it loud. It has a push-pull pot here. That makes it quiet. That makes it loud. Not terribly concerned with what those do because I don't own the guitar. However, it sounds like a coil tap. But so what's happening right now is the pickup height adjustment. So here is the neck pickup. Volume, full blast, tone, full blast. Okay, a little bit of delay on there. Here's the treble pickup. Volume and tone, full blast. Oh, wait. Now. Neck. Bridge. quite a volume difference. Hopefully YouTube isn't compressing it to the point that you can't hear that, but there's probably 10 or 15 decibel difference in there. So the neck pickup is way too far away from the strings. Neck pickup now, bridge position, neck position, neck, bridge, neck. Okay, there's still a bit of a volume discrepancy in that. Gibson ES335, model year 2018, push-pull pots, volume control on the treble pickup I believe is a coil tap, and the tone control I believe on the neck pickup is a coil tap. It's the make it quieter, make it louder. Wait, quiet, loud, quiet, loud. Okay, there you go. Ted Nugent. I'm not a fan. Peace, y'all.